Mickey Lolich on the mound for the Detroit Tigers, and he'll be going up against Horace Clarke, Roy White, and Mickey Mantle. Mantle coming off the finest day of his major league career. First game of the doubleheader yesterday. Mantle 5 for 5, 2 home runs, a double, 2 singles, 4 runs scored, and 5 RBIs. So Mickey, a happy guy today. He's raised his average from the 220s up to the 250s. But right now we're waiting for Horace Clarke to step up against Mickey Lolich. Clarke, White, and Mantle, along with Tresh, switch hitters, so they'll just turn around should there be any pitching changes, and they'll all be batting right-handed against the left-handed Lolich. Lolich with a record of 2-2, making his first start against the Yankees this season. He's got a record lifetime of 9-12 against New York, and his total major league mark 68 and 56. Mel Stottlemyre still throwing down in the bullpen. The Yankee bullpen, as well as the Detroit bullpen, are just to the right and left of the foul lines. The Yankees down the right field side, the Tigers down the left field side, and the bullpen people down there sit in something. It's a dugout that is literally dugout. It looks like a pillbox, actually, with a screen in front of it. And Stottlemyre continues to throw as Horace Clarke steps in there to face Mickey Lolich. Clarke batting at 224, has no extra base hits, 4 RBIs. And the ball game is underway as Clarke swings and misses strike one. Plate umpire Hank Soar with the right arm. The proximity of the broadcast booth is just off of home plate, and if you ran a line from our vision right through home plate and down the right field line, exactly where we're sitting. We're just off the third base side. Beautiful location here in Detroit. There's a foul back by Horace Clarke. Strike 2. So Clarke, no balls, 2 strikes. Lolich off to somewhat of a slow start. He's plagued by the service stint that so many ball players go through these days. In fact, the Yankees have 3 of them in the service starting today. They're in for 2-week hitches. Downing, Fernandez, and Whitaker. Clarke takes a curveball outside from Mickey Lolich. Frank Crissetti coaching at third. Whitey Ford at first. Defense straight away. Clarke from the right side. Straight away stance. Up on the plate toward the pitcher. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Clarke swings at a high fastball. He's out of there. So Horace Clarke, chasing one, goes down swinging. And that'll bring up Roy White, who's in the top 10 in the American League in batting, along with Andy Cosco. White is batting .301 with 4 home runs and 15 RBIs. White and Cosco, the 2 300 hitters for the Yankees, at .301 and .303 respectively. Pepitone's been hitting, so the Yankees, the middle of their lineup, 2, 3, 4, 5 men have been hitting very well. White hits the first pitch foul down the right field side, and it's strike 1. Mickey Lolich has not been overly successful against the Yankees. He was 2-3 against them last year. Strong arm left-hander, barrel-chested, into the windup. Here's the next one to White, and it's just outside. A curveball that misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lolich, Dennis McLean, Joe Sparma. Some of the big 3 here that do a fine job on the mound for Detroit. The 1-1 delivery now, and White takes it outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Lolich has a hobby that would frighten any general manager. He likes to race cars and motorcycles. In fact, he comes to the park in a crash helmet and a motorcycle sometimes. There's a curve that's outside by Lolich, a little upset by the call, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. And this is the guy that the Tigers had so much trouble with when they were in New York, Roy White. White has 9 stolen bases. All right, White is waiting. Lolich delivers, and Roy fouls it off. It's 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Top of the first inning. The Yankees tied for 5th. Playing good ball of late, as have the Tigers. Here's the next one. White hits it to right field in the air. Jim Northrup right there, coming on and makes the play. 2 up and 2 down, and now here comes Mickey Mantle, who raised his average to 254 right now with 6 home runs and 15 RBIs stepping in there. Mickey Lolich facing Mantle, who's batting from the right side. Mantle deep in the box, straight up and down stance. The pitch to the Mick is a changeup that's low for ball 1. Lolich checking Mantle again. Ball game just underway. Yankees with a record of 21 and 23. Pitch to Mickey almost hit him as he backs off. It's in the dirt, and Mantle asks the plate umpire, Hank Soar, to take a look at the ball. And Soar says it's okay, and it stays in the ball game. 2-0 the count. The Yankees did a lot of running on Bill Frean when Detroit was in New York, and at that time, many people felt that Frean's arm might have been sore. So we'll have to wait and see what happens should a Yankee base runner get on and start to go this time. Mantle takes one on the corner for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Indians leading the Senators 3-0 in the 3rd. Baltimore and Boston scoreless in the 2nd. Those are the only other games in the American League right now. All right, Lolich ready again. Here's the 2-1 delivery, and Mantle takes low and inside. 3 balls and a strike. The weather is absolutely perfect here in Detroit. Temperature just in the mid-70s as we came out to the park about 6 o'clock. Right now it's gone down to around 71 degrees. A beautiful evening. Some people sitting here in their shirt sleeves. Got a very cold spring, but tonight's weather delightful. Mickey swings and misses at a fastball, 3-2. Lolich just reached back and challenged him. Norm Cash at first base, giving Mantle about 30 feet of that line. McAuliffe at second, almost behind second base and back in the grass. Oilers deep at short, as is Word at third. All right, Lolich now 3-2 on Mantle. He's into the windup. Here's the pitch. It's low and inside, ball 4, and Mickey gets a walk. So Mantle gets the first walk given up by Mickey Lolich, and that'll bring up Andy Costco. And this is, an unusual situation. Andy Costco belonged to the Detroit Tiger organization several years ago, and he was released as a minor league ball player and was re-signed by the Minnesota Twins, who in turn, after he had played at Denver last year, sold him to the Vancouver Ball Club, which was operating with Kansas City, and Kansas City left him on the roster, and the Yankees drafted him, and you know the story from there. What a job he has done for the Yankees. All right, Costco waiting. Here's a curveball. It's high with Mantle at first base, ball 1. 2 out. Top of the first inning. Fine crowd on hand here in Detroit, Michigan. First of 4 games. Mickey Lolich, portly left-hander, waiting. Comes set, checks Mickey at first. The pitch to Costco is a changeup, got the corner, a beauty. Strike 1. 1-1. Strange thing about Lolich, we've told you before, but if you're not familiar with it, because of a childhood accident, he became a left-hander. He's a natural right-hander. Certainly paid off for him. He was born in Portland, Oregon. Here's the next one to Costco. Another changeup. He went after it and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lolich in the last 4 years with Detroit has won 18, 15, 14, and 14. Mickey, 27 years old, 6 feet, 200-pounder. And Mickey Mantle at first base, being held on by Norm Cash. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Costco. Lolich sets. Here's the next one. Fastball popped up right side. Cash will have a shot at it near the Yankee dugout. He's under it and makes the play. For the Yankees, no runs, no hits, no errors, one man left. And the score after a half inning of play, Yanks nothing, and Detroit coming to bat. This program is brought to you in cooperation with Sports Network and is authorized under rights granted by the New York Yankees solely for the entertainment of our audience. And any publication, reproduction, or other use of the descriptions and accounts of this game without the express consent of the New York Yankees is prohibited. Dick McAuliffe is stepping in. The Detroit Tigers plagued with some injuries. McAuliffe was injured for a while, but apparently okay. He hit one on the roof here in Tiger Stadium, and that's some shot. It's 325 to the base of the foul pole in right field, and that roof looks like it's about 40 feet high out there. And there are a few people that have done it, but this guy did it. Dick McAuliffe. With an unusual stance, waiting, and Stottlemyre delivers that first pitch. It's in there, strike one. McAuliffe batting only at .211, but 5 home runs and 16 RBIs. McAuliffe waiting, chokes up in the bat, hitting from the left side against the right-handed Stottlemyre. The next one on the way, a curveball a little bit low, 1-1. Cox is in tight at third. Tresh is shaded well toward the bag at short. Clark fairly deep at second base and playing on the hole, and Mantle guarding the line and back at first. Tony Cuccinella coaching at third base for Detroit, and Wally Moses at first. Outfield playing McAuliffe about straight away as the next one comes in there, dribbled out toward the mound. Stottlemyre barehanded, flips to Mickey, in time, one away. Mel came over there. The ball didn't have much carry to it and was dribbling out between the mound and third base, and Mel just picked it up barehanded and in one motion flipped it over to Mickey. Throw the play going 1-3. Pitcher to first. Ellie Rodriguez, who's doing the catching, was right down on the plate, too. He's a hustling catcher. Here's Mickey Stanley. Stanley hitting at .242. 2 home runs, 11 RBIs. He has been moved into the regular center field spot after Al Kaline has been sidelined. He dribbles one foul down the left side, and it's strike one. Kaline apparently must have brittle bones, as he has broken his 4th bone. It's on his right forearm. Hit by a pitch on May 25th by Lou Krause of the Oakland A's. The next one to Stanley by Stottlemyre is a curve that misses, 1-1. Kaline was placed on the disabled list on May the 27th. 1959, he broke a cheekbone. 62, a collarbone. 65, he had a rib injury. And in 65, also underwent surgery to correct a chronic foot malformation. Stanley fouls this one off upper deck right side. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. Bottom of the first, no score. The Yankees and the Tigers. Mel Stottlemyre faced Detroit last on April 26th at Yankee Stadium. Pitched a 3-hitter, which was the low-hit game for the Yankees thus far this season, and got a 5-0 shutout. He's 1-0 against Detroit this year, 7-7 lifetime. Stottlemyre with the most wins on the Yankee ball club. Into the windup, delivers. There's a curveball, dribbled foul down the third base side. Cox has it. And then up and flips it to Mel. Stottlemyre, the big gun in the Yankee pitching picture. When he's right, the ball is down, and you can tell by the groundouts. That's where he's most effective. He keeps the ball low. A lot of infield work with Stottlemyre pitching. All right, Stanley is waiting. Right-hand batter. Here's the pitch. On the ground. In the hole. Church backhands it. The throw not in time. He can't make a play. And Stanley beats it out for an infield hit. That ball was hit perfectly between Cox and Tresh. And Tresh got to the ball, but realized he had no throw and just held the ball. It was a heads-up play by Tommy from the standpoint of not gambling on throwing the ball and throwing it away, because it would have been a difficult play no matter how you cut it. So Mickey Stanley with a scratch single. And now here's Jim Northrup, who's been red hot. Northrup batting .257, but he's got 7 home runs and 21 RBIs. Left-hand batter. Got good power. Deep in the box. Hits one to left center field. Way back there. Going back is White. Near the fence. Makes the play. All the way down to second base was Stanley, and he has to recover. That ball was hit right in front of the 365 marker, and White got back there, a leaping catch, to haul it in. Fine play by Roy White on what appeared to be at least extra bases, a double, maybe a triple. All right, here's Bill Freehan. Freehan, the all-star catcher, batting at .286. 8 home runs and 26 RBI. Detroit, the big story is, can they hang in there until K-Line comes back? Right now they lead the league by a game and a half. All right, Freehan takes low from Mel. It's ball 1. And now Bill says, let's take a look at the ball, to the plate umpire Hank Storr, who says, you're right, out of the game it goes. Those hitters, believe me, if that ball looks just a little bit dirty to them, they want to know, and they'll get it out of there. Of course, a catcher has an advantage. He sees so many of them, and he knows what can happen to a ball that hits the dirt. Moving off first base is Mickey Stanley now. As Stottlemyre delivers, there's a curve that's in there, 1-1. Freehan taking it all the way. Stanley has only 1 stolen base. In fact, in the starting lineup for Detroit tonight, only a total of 6, and Roy White has 9 all by himself for the Yankees. Top man for Detroit playing tonight is McAuliffe with 3. All right, Stottlemyre to Freehan, swings at a curveball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bill Freehan has that sort of knee pad, but he's put it just above his left elbow on the upper forearm there. He gets hit so often by pitches. He hangs over the plate, and it becomes a constant bruise and gets very painful. So he has this knee pad that he just slips up over his left elbow, and it rests there between his shoulder and the elbow and protects him in case he takes one on that arm. All right, Stanley, with not much of a lead at first, is now off a little bit farther. Stottlemyre sets the 1-2 pitch. There's a ground ball to Tresh at short. He's up with it. He's going to go to first. It's in the dirt. Mantle, a nice backhand play, comes up with it. So Mickey Mantle saves Tommy Tresh. And also the Yankees for Detroit here in the bottom of the first. No runs, a base hit, 1 man left. And the score after 1 full inning of play, Yankees nothing and the Tigers nothing.
Here's baseball's favorite feathery fan, the White Owl girl.
Hi, Joe.
And you're at every ball game. You must really love the ball players.
Well, I prefer the ones who smoke White Owls. Like him, over there in the bullpen warming up.
Good man. Saved over a dozen games last year.
He can play on my team anytime. He knows how to take life big. Prefers the satisfying White Owl New Yorker. The big cigar for the big moment.
But he smokes them even when he doesn't win.
There's more to life than baseball, Joe.
Like what?
Like knowing how to look good off the playing field. A White Owl does that for a man. Take the tall, slim White Owl Ranger.
I do. Just great. The right shape, the right taste.
Or the mellow White Owl Invincible. The cigar that makes you feel that way.
Huh?
It just does. You know, you get a lot more from a White Owl than just smoke.
Moving into the top of the second inning, it'll be Pepitone, Tresh, and Cox for the Yankees against Mickey Lolich. Joe Pepitone, been waving that hot bat of late. 3 home runs, 10 RBIs. Pepe rubbing some dirt in his hands. Now step again. Joe Pepitone hangs over the plate from the left side. Holds the bat perpendicular, straight up and down. All right, the pitch by Lolich outside, scooped up by Bill Freehan. Ball one, a fastball, missed way out there. Cleveland now out in front of the Senators, 5-0 in the fourth. Indians, the surprise club of the American League this year. In third place, 3 games out. Pepe takes a fastball in there for strike one. Joe Pepitone. Smooth dresser. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Curveball. Oops, that bounced up and hit him under the helmet and jarred the helmet a little bit. Looks like it may have hit him in the forehead just a little bit. He's moving around, though. Apparently okay. That ball hit right on the plate and bounced back and tilted his cap back, his helmet. And he's moved out a little bit, and I think it may have hit him just a little bit on the front of the forehead, but not to any serious degree at all. He's okay. Pepe choking up a little bit as he steps back in there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. Second inning. No score in the game. Yankees and the Tigers. A big one for both ball clubs. Detroit trying to hang on to first place. The Yankees trying to move up. Lolich delivers, and Pepe a check swing. Hopper back to Lolich, who has it. Throws it to Cash and lobbed it over there and nearly threw it away. Dangerous throw. Instead of putting something on it with a good firm toss, he just lobbed it over like a basketball toss. And Pepitone came near beating it out. Here's Tommy Tresh. Tommy has done it all this year at shortstop for the Yankees. Still trying to get that bat going. Tresh, 2 home runs and 17 RBIs. Hitting at 157. Been doing well driving in runs, but has not been able to raise his average too much. Tommy swings at a fastball. Fouls it back on the screen. A good cut. That ball right over the plate. Tresh getting under it. We've got a couple of select members on this field. Mantle with 524 home runs, 4th in the all-time list, and Eddie Matthews with 512. He's now 6th. He's moved ahead of Mel Ott, who had 511. Here's the 1-strike pitch, and Tresh swings and misses at that one. That was a curveball, strike 2. So Tommy Tresh going after a fastball and then a curveball. Ticking one and missing the other. Tommy waiting now from the right side against a left-handed Lolich. No balls, 2 strikes. Mickey delivers a changeup outside. Incidentally, manager Ralph Houck will miss tomorrow's ball game. His son Bobby will be graduating from Trinity Pauling Prep School in Pauling, New York. There's a fastball low and inside to Tresh, 2-2, and that'll be the first game that he's ever missed as a manager. The first game that he's ever missed in all of his professional career, except for a period back in 1958 when he was hospitalized after being hit by a line drive off the bat of Don Larson while pitching batting practice. Tresh hits one high in the air, right field. Northrup easily gliding under this one, puts it away, 2 down. So manager Ralph Houck will be leaving after tonight's ball game and heading back to New York to see his son graduate from Trinity Pauling Prep School in Pauling, New York. And that, of course, is a great treat for any father or mother or any parent. All right, moving in now is Bobby Cox. Cox hitting .218, 1 homer, 10 RBIs. Takes a curveball high. It's ball 1. Ellie Rodriguez in the on-deck circle. Yankees have been a hot ball club. Cox takes low. 2-0. Yankees have won 9 of their last 11. Here's the 2-0 pitch now to Cox. Hit to right field sharply. Coming on is Northrup. He can't get it. A base hit for Bobby Cox as he just punched one into right field. First hit of the ball game off Mickey Lolich. Now Ellie Rodriguez. Rodriguez getting a chance to play on the Yankee ball club with Frank Fernandez. in military service for 2 weeks. Yankees are going to have quite a problem when Fernandez, Downing, and Whitaker come back. They'll have to drop 3 men. General Manager Lee McPhail will have some decisions to make, along with manager Ralph Houk. Fernandez takes high, and it's ball 1. Check that. Rodriguez takes high. Ellie Rodriguez is 0 for 3, looking for his first major league base hit. Right-hand hitter, deep in the box, holds the bat on the end. The pitch by Lolich is low and inside. 2-0. Ellie was the regular catcher at Syracuse. He appeared in only 13 games there. He sprained his ankle and had a little trouble getting underway. Hit .317, though, in those 13 games. All right, Ellie is waiting as Lolich sets. Cox at first. The 2-0 pitch to Rodriguez, fouls it back on the screen. 2 balls and 1 strike. Rodriguez, we call him Ellie. His name is really Alicio. Born in Puerto Rico, makes his home in the Bronx. Was raised in New York and is a product of the New York Sandlots. All right, Rodriguez waiting. Lolich sets. The pitch to Ellie is swung on and missed, a curveball. He was over it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs. No score. Top of the 2nd inning. At first base, Bobby Cox. Last year at Syracuse, Rodriguez batted .248. 2 home runs and 26 RBIs. He was drafted from the then Kansas City A's organization. Okay, they throw to first, and they almost had Cox. And had that throw been a little bit to the right, they would have had him. The ball was to the home plate side of the bag, and Cox was straining with his fingertips to get back. Bobby almost got caught leaning the wrong way, and a fine move by Mickey Lolich, and I think Bobby Cox learned something on that one. All right, it's 2-2 now. Cox moving off. The pitch to Rodriguez is fouled off right side. That'll drift into the upper deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This ballpark, 340 in left, 365 on the power alley in left center, moves over to 400, and then 440 in dead center, moving over to 415 in the right side of center. And the power alley in right center is 370, and then 325 down the line. It's a great park for a left-hand hitter. Double-decker. The 2-2 pitch to Rodriguez, it's high. It's 3-2 now, so Cox will be going. The lip of the upper deck actually protrudes over the playing field, so that if a ball is hit high and it can be coming straight down, the right fielder can be back to the wall, but the ball will hit in the upper deck and can go for a home run and actually not be out of the ballpark in a sense. All right, Cox is forced back at first base as Lolich makes a soft toss over there just to keep him a little bit sure at first. Now, 3-2 pitch coming up. Cox on the way. Here's the pitch. It swung on a miss. Strike 3. Got him on a fastball at the letters. Strikeout number 2 for Mickey Lolich. For the Yankees, no runs, a base hit, 1 left, and the score after 1 inning and 1/2. Yanks nothing, Tigers nothing.
Highways are happy ways when you travel the Imperial Road. With a tank full of the clean carburetor gasoline, Atlantic Imperial, you're protected from the problems that can be caused by dirt deposits in the throttle plate area of your carburetor. Problems such as stalling, rough idling, poor acceleration, and wasted gasoline. With every mile you drive along the Imperial Road, Atlantic Imperial is working to dissolve those deposits and wash them harmlessly away. It helps your carburetor perform as it should and deliver the smooth performance that makes driving a joy. Stop by and see your neighborhood Atlantic dealer soon. Let him put you on the Imperial Road with a tank full of Atlantic Imperial, the clean carburetor gasoline.
Okay, it's New York Yankee baseball. As we get ready to move into the bottom of the second inning, we pause for station identification.
This is Jerry Ducey. Stay tuned tonight following Yankee baseball for my Nightline show here on WGY Schenectady.
Willie Horton coming on, and here's a man who's got the power. Willie Horton, second in the American League and second in the major leagues in home runs. He's got 13, he's got 29 RBIs, and he's batting at .319. And I wish you could see what he's wearing on his feet. He has a metal form that he wears inside of his shoe to protect that left Achilles tendon there that he injured last year as he takes high, ball one from Stottlemyre. And both of his shoes are built up inside with padding. He's had a lot of trouble with his feet. Says he can't run too well and his feet hurt at the end of the games. But nevertheless, it hasn't bothered him with that bat. And he's much better than he was last year. Stottlemyre delivers a curve outside. It's 2-0, and this is the guy that Mel has to be careful with because he can reach the seats. Mel Stottlemyre against Willie Horton. He'll be followed by Norm Cash and Don Wirt. No score in the game, last half of the second. Stottlemyre into the windup now as he gets the sign from Ellie Rodriguez, and now he stops and backs off. He's ready again. Here it comes, a 2-0 delivery, hit deep to left field. White moving over, makes the fine play, running toward the barrier at the .365 mark. That ball hit like a bullet, and Stottlemyre got that up, and you know he didn't want it up there, and Horton really tagged it, but White got to it. That ball was tagged. All right, here's Norm Cash coming on. Cash batting .155, 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. The pitch by Stottlemyre to Cash, hit high in the air, left field. White drifting under this one very easily, makes the play for the second out. Norm Cash is having the kind of a year where when manager Mayo Smith runs into left-hand pitching, sometimes he'll put Stanley at first base. That was when Al Kaline was healthy. And he's used Bill Freehan at first. Eddie Matthews has played some first base too, but both Cash and Matthews being left-hand hitters, Mayo Smith will use the right-hand batter when he can. Here's Don Wirt, scrappy third baseman stepping in. Wirt hitting at .233. Takes inside for ball one. Wirt, 5 home runs, 13 RBIs. Unheralded, does the job day in and day out. The pitch by Stottlemyre swung on a miss by Wirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, Boston has jumped up on the Orioles 2-0 there in the 4th inning. Cleveland still leading the Senators 5-0 in the 4th. The only other games going in the American right now besides this one, and this one is scoreless here in the bottom of the second with 2 outs. 1-1 pitch to Don Wirt is high. It's 2 balls and a strike. National League, Cincinnati and Philadelphia tied at 1 apiece in the 4th. Mets and the Cardinals scoreless. They're playing the second. Braves and the Pirates scoreless in the second. Other action, Chicago at Houston, San Francisco at Los Angeles, later start. 2 balls and 1 strike, 2 outs. Stottlemyre with the sign is ready. Here it comes, and it's outside, 3-1. Stottlemyre has given up only 1 base hit, a scratch single to Mickey Stanley. He has not walked a man, but he's run the count to 3 balls and 1 strike to Don Wirt. On deck, the shortstop, Ray Euler. Mel with the sign again is ready. The right-hander for the Yankees delivers over his head. It's ball 4 way up there. And Stottlemyre in this inning has thrown pitches much higher than he wants to get them. First walk for Mel, and that'll bring up Ray Euler, the shortstop. Euler hitting only at .171, 1 home run and 8 RBIs. Ray hit a home run the other day, and everybody on the Detroit bench gave him the silent treatment. That's sort of standard procedure for fellows who don't hit many home runs. There's a ground ball. Cox has it at third. Fires to Clark in time. The force is on Wirt, and the side is retired. The play going 5-4. For Detroit in the second inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, one left. And the score after 2, Yanks nothing, Detroit nothing. Mel Stottlemyre, the Yankee pitcher, is stepping in to face Mickey Lolich. No score in this ball game as we go into the third inning. Lolich and Stottlemyre, two fine pitchers. Mel shooting for number 7, Lolich for his third. Stottlemyre hitting at .231. Got 2 doubles and no RBIs. Pretty good hitter. Mel is a fine athlete. Long and lean. He goes about 6'2", 185 pounds. He waits. The pitch by Lolich is a curve that's in there. Strike 1. Mel can do it all. He can run well. Fine fielder. Pretty good hitter. Just a good athlete. The 1-strike pitch is a little bit low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Manager Ralph Houck, who will not be with the Yankees tomorrow, is up on the edge of the Yankee dugout as he is wherever the Yankees play. There's a foul back by Stottlemyre, 1 ball and 2 strikes. We mentioned before, Ralph Houck will be visiting Trinity Pauling Prep School in Pauling, New York, where his son Bobby will be graduating tomorrow. It'll be the first game that he has ever missed as a manager or as a player, with the exception of an injury that he suffered in 1958 while pitching batting practice. I saw him carry him off the field that day, and his face looked gray. The 1-2 pitch, it's fouled back, and that ball almost hit almost hit the broadcast crew. Ernie Harwell and Ray Lane, who have a wire screen up there, and it's a good thing they had it. That ball fired up there in a hurry. The Detroit broadcast crew almost got nailed on that one. All right, Lolich is ready now, and the pitch to Stottlemyre on the ground foul, past Frank Vercetti. The count holds 1 ball and 2 strikes. That injury that we mentioned about with Ralph Houck, he got hit right in the side of the head with a line drive off the bat of Don Larson while pitching batting practice. And when they packed him off that field, he looked like death warmed over. There's a swing and a miss by Stottlemyre, and it's strike 3, and that's the 3rd strikeout for Lolich. You know, when you see people that are in a prone position like that, the coloring of Ralph Houck at that point, really, you just knew it was a serious injury, and it was. In fact, his eyesight from that point on was affected. Fortunately, Ralph had just about wound up his career as a player. He was a coach at the time, as I recall. And his playing days were behind him. Here's Horace Clark, who takes a curve outside, ball 1. 1 out, nobody on, 3rd inning. Yankees and the Tigers from Tiger Stadium in Detroit. A beautiful evening. The pitch to Clark hit sharply to Euler, who started the wrong way and had to come back. Gets it, flips over to Cash. Ray Euler got a false look at the ball, and that'll happen to you sometimes. He broke away from it and then had to come back to get it. Fortunately, he recovered quick enough, and he's kind of laughing. Don Wirt looking at him, and Dick McAuliffe the same. It'll happen, and for no unknown reason, you'll just break away from a ball, thinking it's going one way coming off the bat, and by gosh, it's going the other direction. And that happened to Euler, but he got back in time. 2 outs. Here's Roy White, who flied to right in the 1st. Hits one into center field straight away. Coming on is Stanley. He's got it, and the side is retired. It's 3 up and 3 down. And the score after 2.5, Yankees nothing, Detroit nothing. Incidentally, if you want to order your Yankee yearbook, you can write in to Yankee Yearbook, Yankee Stadium, Bronx, New York. It's only $1. If you're at the stadium, you can get it for 75 cents. But if you order by mail, send $1, the extra 25 cents for mailing and handling. The Yankee Yearbook, one of the best ever printed. I know you'll enjoy it. If you'd like to get your Yankee Yearbook with all of the Yankee stars, their biographies, records, and so forth, $1. Send it to Yankee Yearbook, Yankee Stadium, Bronx, New York. Or better yet, come and get it at one of the concession stands. It's only 75 cents that way. Here's Mickey Lolich, who takes outside from Mel Stottlemyre, ball one, and Mel is still up there. Mel most effective when his pitches are low. Sometimes Mel will do that. He'll stay up for a couple of innings and then get down into the pattern a little bit later in the game. And this one is low. This time it's 2-0. We'll be on with all the scores right after this half inning in both the American and the National League, and the board is starting to light up. 4 games going in the National, 3 in the American, including this one. This one is scoreless in the bottom of the third inning. The 2-0 pitch to Lolich, and it's high, 3-0, and Stottlemyre has been erratic with Lolich. 2 of them up, 1 of them low, and Mel just reached in and said something to Hank Shore. He said, "Was it up?" And Shore moved his hand as if to say that it was up. And Mel, not one to argue too much, is back on the mound. The 3-0 pitch to Lolich, right in there. He just laid that one in there, took a little off of it, right downtown. Those are the kind you like to get. The good hitters like to get them when they got the green light on 3-0. All right, here's the 3-1 pitch now. Another one right in there, 3-2. Man, the fans here at Tiger Stadium, they've been waiting 23 years for a pennant. The last one was 1945. They almost bagged one last year, but couldn't quite make it. The Red Sox, the dream team in the American League. There's a high fastball, and Stottlemyre walks the pitcher to lead off the bottom of the third. That's his second walk. And that'll bring up the leadoff batter, Dick McAuliffe, who can be a dangerous hitter. Mel Stottlemyre has walked 21 men in 82 innings before tonight's game. So that figures about 1 man every 4 innings. Dick McAuliffe standing in there, nobody out at first base. Mickey Lolich, he refuses the jacket. It's a warm night. Stottlemyre sets. McAuliffe hits the 2-hopper to Clark. He's got it. Fires the stretch for 1. Throw to first. Not in time. And McAuliffe went down that line. And to the credit of Mickey Lolich, he barreled into second base to try to break up the double play. Although it was just the sheer speed of McAuliffe who turned it on to beat out the relay from Tresh back to Mantle. So Lolich forced at second on the ground ball. It went 4-6. Second to short. McAuliffe now at first base. Here's Mickey Stanley, who had the scratch single to short in the first inning. Mel has given up only 1 base hit. Wally Moses coaching at first base, yelling something to McAuliffe. Dick, who has 3 stolen bases, most in the Tigers starting lineup tonight. Moving off as Stottlemyre sets. There he goes, a ground ball. It's a hit and run. Tresh has it, has to go to first base. And he's there in time as McAuliffe moves into second. Clark could not beat McAuliffe to second base, and therefore, although Tresh might have had an outside shot at him, he had to go to first to make the play on Mickey Stanley. A good hit and run play and moved a runner into scoring position. It's a scoreless ball game with 2 outs. We're in the last half of the third inning. And here's Jim Northrup, who hit that long line drive that Roy White bagged at the wall in left field. That was in the first inning. Northrup, can you believe it, is playing with a broken rib on his left side. He says it doesn't bother him at all except occasionally. It's a cracked rib. He's a lucky young man to be able to play with a cracked rib. All right, Stottlemyre delivers, and Northrup takes low and inside. Ball one. Northrup, if you recall, was the guy that started that melee in Oakland when Jack Aker hit him in the back of the head, and he hit him just behind the ear in the back of the head at the base of his helmet. He said the helmet really helped him. Okay, Stottlemyre sets the pitch to Northrup. There's a high chopper foul down the first base side. Mel is right over there to make sure that it stays foul. Northrup started the battle with Jack Aker, and he came out of it with a broken rib, the second one down, starting from the top on the left side. It's a cracked rib, but he did not miss a ball game. The Detroit players, including their manager, Mayo Smith, claim it was one of the real brawls that had some effect on anybody. Blue Moon Odom got banged up pretty good, as did Jack Aker. And, of course, Northrup coming out of it with a cracked rib. All right, 1-1 on Jim Northrup at second base. Dick McAuliffe. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, hard hit. Clark has this one on the short hop. Flips the mantle in time. Side is retired. That ball was well hit, but right to Horace Clark. For Detroit, here in the bottom of the third, no runs, no hits, no Yankee errors. One man left. And the score after 3 full innings of play, Yankees nothing and Detroit nothing. Now, while we have our network with us, let's take a look at the scoreboard. We'll try the American League first. Boston leading Baltimore 2-0. They're playing in the fifth. It's Hardin against Bell. Cleveland 5, the Senators 1, with Cleveland batting in the bottom of the fifth. Ortega started for the Senators, relieved by Higgins in the fourth. Tiant all the way for the Indians. Minnesota at Chicago, California at Oakland. Those games will be getting underway a little bit later. In the National League, the Cardinals and the Mets are scoreless after 2. Jaster against Seaver. Tommy Seaver pitching in some tough luck. He hasn't been getting many runs. Braves nothing, the Pirates nothing. They're in the fourth inning. Phil Niekro against McBean. Cubs nothing, the Astros nothing. They're playing the second. Jenkins against Durker. Philadelphia 3, Cincinnati 1. They're playing the fifth. Nolan against Larry Jackson. Callison and White have homered for the Phillies. And San Francisco at Los Angeles in a night game on the West Coast. Right here, we're in the top of the fourth inning. It'll be Mantle, Costco, and Pepitone. The Yankees, I said before, had won 9 of their last 11. Well, that was not accurate. It's 8 of their last 10, according to our statistician, Bill Kane, who put me on the right track. Defense straight away with Mantle, batting from the right side. He's deep in the box, has a very narrow stance. The first pitch is outside, ball 1. Mickey with that great power. He can pick up an outside pitch and hit it into any part of this ballpark if he gets it in the air. And hit it out of here with authority. The 1-0 delivery on the ground sharply to Euler, who gobbles it up. Fine shortstop. Underhand flip is in time to cash, and Mantle is out of there. Play going 6-3 if you're keeping score with us. Short to first. Now here's Andy Costco. Andy Costco has a 10-game hitting streak on the line. The longest by a Yankee this year. Andy is currently 5th among American League batters coming into this game with that .303 mark. He's hit at a .372 clip during the 10-game hitting streak. He had 16 hits in his last 43 at-bats. Costco drafted from the Oakland A organization, and as he paid dividends. Batting cleanup. Fouls this one off right side. This one bouncing on the roof of the... There's a little sort of a press box over there. I guess they use it for football. It bounced up into the upper deck and then dribbled back into the lower deck. And the roar and groan that you heard were the people who didn't quite hang on to it. All right, Lolich now with 1 out, nobody on, 1 strike on Andy Costco. Mickey delivers, and Andy hits one high in the air, left field. Way back there, way back. Stanley near the wall, right at the wall, makes the play. The wind is blowing out toward left field, so the ball was not hampered by the wind. It was hit very high and fairly deep, I'd say about 380 feet, into that big gap in left center, and Stanley was right there to make the putout. 2 up and 2 down. Now here's Joe Pepitone. You know, I just found out that summer is here. I got bit by my first mosquito. I'd like to have somebody tell me that lives around New Jersey or New York when was the last time they saw a mosquito. The weather has not been warm enough, but it's very pleasant here. Let's hope it goes to New York and stays there. Here's Pepitone swinging and missing, strike 1. Pepe bounced to the pitcher in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. Steve Barber, incidentally, will be getting a start on Sunday afternoon. Pepe takes high from Lolich, 1-1. Well, the rest of the series, it'll be Mom Bouquet against Les Kane tomorrow. And then on Sunday, it'll be Peterson and Barber for the Yankees against McLean and Hiller for Detroit. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Curveball hit sharply at the first baseman. Cash knocks it down as he falls down, flips to Lolich in time, and he beats Pepitone to first base. Joe Pepitone almost beat it, but couldn't quite get there in time. That was a fine play. It went 3-1. First to the pitcher. 3 up and 3 down for the Yankees, and the score after 3.5. It's the Yanks nothing and Detroit nothing. Bill Freehan, Willie Horton, and Norm Cash will be the hitters for Detroit here in the last half of the 4th inning. This ball game moving right along. No score in the game. Bill Freehan out on a fine play by Mickey Mantle on a low throw from Tommy Tresh. That was in the first inning. Freehan, 8 home runs. All right, Mel Stottlemyre getting the sign now. Into the windup, and Bill swings at a fastball and fouls it back. Strike 1. Bill Freehan, a graduate of the University of Michigan. See, he only spent 2 years in the minor leagues, 61 and 62, and came on as a regular in 63, and he's been here ever since. The pitch to Bill is low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bill Freehan leading off the last half of the 4th inning. No score in the game. Both teams with only 1 base hit. Mickey Stanley, a scratch single for Detroit. Bobby Cox, a single to right for the Yankees. The 1-1 pitch, and Freehan dribbles one foul down the left side near the Detroit dugout and drops right in there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Freehan had a 300 year back in 1964, and he was the only Detroit catcher since Mickey Cochran back in the mid-30s to bat over 300. A span of 30 years. The 1-2 pitch by Stottlemyre to Freehan. A curve misses outside. Mel thought he had it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And then after Freehan had that big 300 year, he went to 234, 2 consecutive years, 65 and 66, but bounced back strong last year with a 282 year. Had as high in home runs last year, 20. All right, he's waiting. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Change up, swung on a miss. Mel Stottlemyre getting Bill Freehan on a changeup, and that's the first strikeout for Mel in the ball game. Now Willie Horton, who lined hard to left field in the second inning, is stepping in there. Willie Horton, Junior Roy Campanella. Looks just like him. Takes low and outside. Ball 1. Thornton. They feel that when this guy comes into his own, he will really be something. All right, we're waiting now. The pitch by Stottlemyre. Horton, a hard ground ball to Cox at third base. He's got it. Flips it to Mantle in time. And we have 2 out. That play going 5-3. The ball was well hit. So it's 2 up and 2 down. Now here comes Norm Cash. And right now let's pause for station identification.
Tonight, following Yankee baseball, join me, Jerry Ducey, on my telephone talk show Nightline here on WGY Schenectady.
All right, Stottlemyre to Cash. It's in there, strike one. You know, Norm Cash has hit one on the right field roof 4 times. Mantle has done it 3 times. Williams of the Red Sox did it once. And Mincher of Minnesota did it once. But Cash has done it 4 times. Way up there. There's one that's in there, strike 2. Carmen Killebrew is the only man, with the exception of Frank Howard, who did it this year, to hit one on the roof and left. Big Frank Howard did it. Trying to find out how tall those roofs are. It's it's about 94 feet up in the air, according to this. And now, apparently, Hank Storr and Mel Stottlemyre are discussing just what Stottlemyre is doing on the mound. They did it out near the mound, and another ball is thrown out. Hank Storr, the plate umpire, and Stottlemyre having a little chat. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Last half of the 4th inning. There's a hard shift in the infield to the right side for Cash. The outfield playing about straight away. Stottlemyre, the 2-strike delivery. It's just outside. 1-2. Heights from the ground to the facing the upper deck. 3rd deck of the press box, 82 feet. 94 on the other side. It's up there. Cash takes low. 2-2. Actually, you'd say it'd be about the same height as the roof at Yankee Stadium, but of course not as far back. Yankee Stadium, I think it goes about 106 or 8 feet up there. All right, Mel Stottlemyre now, getting the sign from Rodriguez. The 2-2 pitch to Cash is outside. It's 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Stottlemyre had Cash, no balls and 2 strikes, and now it's 3-2. So Mel hitching up his trousers, slowing things down a little bit, rubs up the ball, kicks the rubber. Rodriguez down with a sign. Here it comes. The payoff pitch to Norm Cash. Changeup foul toward the Yankee dugout. And sitting right there to pick it off was Fritz Peterson. There's a little lip between the step of the dugout and the field. It's about 6 inches, so that you have to reach over to get the balls. They won't roll in unless they bounce in. Anything that rolls will hit against the lip and then bounce back in the field. Payoff pitch again. Cash hits it high in the air, left side, foul territory. Bobby Cox, a long run, way down there, can't get it. That ball bounced into the stands over the Detroit Tiger dugout. The bullpen, rather. It's way down the left field side. Bobby Cox put on a valiant attempt, but could not come up with it. Even had he got there, he couldn't have caught it because it was right behind the bullpen, that little pillbox affair that we told you about earlier. 3-2 now as Stottlemyre once again is checking Rodriguez for the sign. Fans starting to get things going here by clapping their hands. All right, Mel ready. The payoff pitch once again. There's a curve in there. Strike 3 called. And Cash caught looking. Second strikeout for Stottlemyre. 3 up and 3 down. And the score after 4 full innings of play. Yankees nothing and Detroit nothing.
Pepper.
Tommy Tresh is moving in. He'll be followed by Bobby Cox and Ellie Rodriguez. Tresh flied to right in the second, facing Mickey Lolich. And the first pitch is ball 1. Lolich, the left-hander, ready again. He's into the windup. Here's the pitch, and Tom hits it on the fist, high in the air, towards second. Coming on is McAuliffe. He's got it. Tresh really got busted on the fist on that one, and pops it up to the second baseman. So there's one away, and now here is Bobby Cox, who has the only Yankee base hit. That was in the second inning when he drove a single into right field. Cox, the right-hand hitter, against the left-handed Mickey Lolich. Lolich moving right along. Delivers a fastball on the corner for strike 1. Lolich has retired the last 8 Yankees in order. In fact, only 2 base runners, a walk to Mantle and a single to Cox. Now the 1-strike pitch to Bobby. Hit to right field. That could drop. It does. Down the line. Bobby Cox may go for 2. He is around first on his way to second. And Cox has dropped another one into right field. A double down the line. A fair by about 3 feet. So Bobby Cox has the only 2 Yankee base hits, and he's moved into scoring position. And now here's Ellie Rodriguez, who struck out in the second. All right, Rodriguez waiting. A look at the scoreboard. Boston leading Baltimore 2-0 in the 6th. Cleveland 5. Senators 1 in the 6th. Minnesota at Chicago just getting underway. California at Oakland, a later start. Mickey Lolich now delivering to Rodriguez. The curve is in there, strike 1. In the National League, Cardinals 2, the Mets nothing in the 4th. Phillies 3, Cincinnati 1 in the 6th. Chicago and Houston scoreless in the 2nd. Braves leading the Pirates 3-0 in the 5th. San Francisco at Los Angeles, later start on the coast. A one-hopper back to Lolich. He holds Cox at second, flips the first. Rodriguez is out of there. That ball was well hit. Lolich made a nice play to hold it in there. We have 2 out. And now here is Mel Stottlemyre coming on, who struck out in the 3rd. Another pitcher's battle. The Yankees have been getting a lot of runs of late, but so far they've been held in check. Only 2 base hits, both by Cox, a single and a double. Bobby at second base. All right, Lolich sets. The pitch to Stottlemyre is just inside. I think he thought he had it. Sort of let a little gulp out on that one. Ball 1. Oh, those pitchers hate to lose those pitches on the corner. Here's the 1-0 delivery. It's high and outside, 2-0. Quite an article in the Sporting News about Don Drysdale, who said that a couple of years ago he was throwing strikes, but they were too good. He was giving the hitter 3 or 4 inches of the plate. He said, when you throw a strike, a good one, it should give him only an inch of the plate. He said, that's what I'm doing this year, and that's why he's having such a fine season thus far. Drysdale, the last of the great Dodger superstars. All right, here's the 2-0 pitch to Stottlemyre. Hit to center field, way back there, way back. Stanley on the run, has room, backs up, makes the play. Stottlemyre hit one close to 400 feet, but Mickey Stanley was up to it. He got back there and made a nice play to retire the side. For the Yankees, no runs, a base hit, one left, and the score after 4.5. Yankees nothing and the Tigers nothing. We're all set to go here in the last of the 5th inning, a scoreless ball game. The Tigers have one base hit, the Yankees have a couple. And now to carry it down to the wire and another tight one, here is Frank Messer. Frank, take it away.
Thank you very much, Jerry Coleman, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And what a great night we have for baseball here in Detroit, and a fine crowd in this great old ballpark. Watching right now as Don Wirt steps in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Wirt drew a walk his first time up. Stottlemyre has walked 2 batters tonight. Allowed, as Jerry told you, 1 base hit. Struck out 2. First pitch to Wirt. Strike, 1 is called right across the inside corner at the letters. Wirt came into this game hitting .233. He has some power. He's hit 5 home runs. There's the windup and the 1-strike pitch. Swung on, drive deep center field, but Pepitone is there. Glove up, makes the catch. The Tigers have hit some pretty long balls in this game. Northrup in the first inning hit a line drive that White caught right back at the seats. Horton in the second inning hit a line drive that White went fairly deep for. And now this ball hit by Wirt, a line drive. Normally when Stottlemyre has his real good stuff, most pitches are hit on the ground. The batter now is Ray Orler. Takes a swing and misses, strike 1. Orler grounded into a forced play with a ground ball to third his first time up. Ellie Rodriguez flashes the sign, puts up the target. Here's the pitch. Line drive, caught by Cox. Fine catch by Bobby Cox at third. Orler was out before he left the batter's box. He hit that one right down on the handle of the bat. Pulled a wicked line drive that Cox made a quick step to his left and grabbed. 2 away, and Mickey Lolich, the pitcher. Lolich worked Stottlemyre for a walk in the 3rd inning. Mickey not noted for his hitting ability. And just as I say, he gets a base hit to right field. Hit number 2 for the Tigers. Lolich has his 2nd hit of the year. And it is not often that you'll see a base hit in the column following Lolich's name. But he has one here. 2 outs, a runner at first, and Dick McAuliffe the batter. McAuliffe has been thrown out by the pitcher and hit a ground ball to second. Left-hand hitter sort of leaps at the ball. His right foot up in the air, takes the pitch low for ball 1. Infield fades around to the right side. Shortstop Thresh well over toward the bag at second. Bobby Cox lonesome on the left side of the infield right now. Big hole through shortstop. The pitch. Strike to McAuliffe over the outside corner. It's 1-1. Well, at the end of 6 innings, Boston hangs on to a 2-0 lead over Baltimore. Also at the end of 6, Cleveland 5 and Washington 1. Other American League games not yet underway. Stottlemyre ready, 1-1 to McAuliffe. Ground ball hit toward Horace Clark. He makes the throw to Mantle at first base in plenty of time, and the side is retired. And for the Tigers, no runs, 1 base hit. There were no Yankee errors. The man is left on. And at the end of 5, it's still Detroit nothing and New York nothing. Well, the grounds crew is out, dragging the infield, smoothing off the lumps and bumps. And as we go to the 6th inning, for the Yankees, it will be Horace Clarke, Roy White, and then Mickey Mantle. The Yankees have but 2 base hits tonight off Lolich, and Bobby Cox owns both of them. A single and a double, both to right field. Over in the National League, let's see, Atlanta and Pittsburgh. Braves 3, Pirates nothing, into 4. Astros lead the Cubs 1-0 at the end of 2. At the end of 5, it is Philadelphia 3, Cincinnati 1. And at the end of 4, St. Louis 2, the Mets nothing. San Francisco and Los Angeles not underway. Clarke takes a breaking pitch down low, ball 1. Lolich has the sign from Freehan. Kicks and throws. Curved ball is bounced foul. Third base side, and it handcuffs Crosetti. He knocked it down, but he could not hold on to it. Chases it down the left field line about 15 feet. Ball and a strike. Lolich does not whine. He just kicks and throws, and Clarke fouls it back upstairs. Later on tonight, there will be a lot of interest in that San Francisco-Los Angeles game in the National League because, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Drysdale is due to pitch that game for the Dodgers. And he will be going for his 5th consecutive shutout. And you know the great thing about that is that he'll have a chance to do it in his own ballpark before a hometown crowd. And if he should set the record, those are the folks who certainly should see it. 1-2 pitch to Clarke. A ball outside. Lolich tried to nick the outside corner and just missed it. Two balls, 2 strikes to Horace. Here comes the pitch. Struck him out swinging. And for Lolich, strikeout number 4. One away, and Roy White moves in. White hit the ball well back in the 3rd inning. A line drive, but right at the center fielder, Mickey Stanley. Roy 0 for 2. Came in batting .301. Needs a hit now to keep his batting average up above the .300 mark. Bends both knees, chokes up, and takes a strike. Mantle is on deck. Changeup is down low and inside. Lolich, the master of the changeup. He has not used it that often tonight, but he can throw a beauty. One pitch. Got on, fly ball out to center field, driving Stanley back a few steps, but he's there, and there are 2 down. That pitch was high, right up in Roy's eyes. He took a big cut at it. So there are 2 away, and here's Mickey. There's at least one Mickey Mantle fan here. We heard somebody say, "All the way, Mickey, baby," and he didn't mean Lolich. Swing and a miss by Mantle. in the dirt. Drives Mantle out of the batter's box. Lolich has his back turned, and Freehan started out. Lolich knew he'd crossed Freehan up on that one. Freehan got about halfway out there, and Lolich had his back turned, then just turned around and waved him back as much as say, I know I messed it up. Tiger left-hander, kicks and throws. Swing and a miss by Mickey on a fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Talking about records, sure it would be nice when Mickey Mantle reaches the next plateau, that of number 3 on the all-time home run list, that he should hit that record-breaking homer at Yankee Stadium. Here's the 1-2 to him. Strike 3 is called. Breaking ball, and Mantle is called out on strikes. The Yankees are 3 up, 3 down, and at the end of 5.5 innings of play, it's still New York nothing and Detroit nothing. Well, our scoreless ball game goes to the bottom half of inning number 6. As we look back over the scorecard, the Tigers have not had a runner in scoring position. They have had nobody past first base. On 4 occasions, they have had a runner at first on 2 walks and 2 singles. Mickey Stanley leads it off for Detroit. Stanley had an infield hit his first time up, then grounded out to the shortstop. Stottlemyre's first pitch to him, cut on, bouncing ball just past the mound, tough play for Clark to his right, he's got it, he throws, and he's got him at first base. Fine play to his right by Clark. Ball took a big hop over Stottlemyre's outstretched glove, and Clark had to hustle over to his right and make a quick throw to first base. Let's see, in the 3rd inning, the Tigers did have McAuliffe at second base with 2 outs, so they did have a runner in scoring position. Here's Northrup. Takes high, ball 1. I'm sure Jerry told you Northrup has been playing the last several games with a cracked rib. Outcome of that little melee out in Oakland Stadium. Stottlemyre brings it in low. 2 balls and no strikes. Northrup hit the ball right on the nose in the 1st inning. Line drive that was caught by Roy White deep in left field. And now you hear the Tiger fans start that rhythmic applause. Stottlemyre to the windup. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike to Jim Northrup. One out, nobody on. Mel rocks back on the left. There's a high chopper down the first base side. Stottlemyre grabs it and steps on first to retire Northrup. Stottlemyre charged over, cut right in front of Mantle. Pulled in the high bouncer, tagged up at first. Mickey looking at him, much as saying, Mel, don't you think I'd have made that play for you? They're great buddies off the field, Stottlemyre and Mantle, fishing partners. Both of them really enjoy going after the denizens of the water. Two outs and Freehan the batter. Grounded to short and struck out. Check swing, ground ball back to Stottlemyre. He has it, throws over to Mantle, and that's all for Freehan and the Tigers. So it's a 3-up, 3-down inning with nothing across for Detroit. We're at the end of 6, and the score Yankees nothing, the Tigers nothing. Well, let's see what's happening elsewhere. The Baltimore Birds and the Boston Bo Sox have completed 7 innings. Boston 2, Baltimore nothing. Jim Harden for the Orioles and Gary Bell for Boston. Ken Harrelson accounted for the game's only 2 runs with a 2-run homer in the 3rd inning. Washington at Cleveland. They're in the bottom half of the 7th inning, and Cleveland is leading by a score of 5-1. Phil Ortega started for the Senators. Luis Tiant is pitching for Cleveland. Dennis Higgins relieved Ortega in the 4th inning. There have been 2 home runs in that game. Lee May and Tony Horton for Cleveland. Minnesota and Chicago, 0-0 at the end of 1. Jim Merritt for the Twins and Gary Peters pitching for the Chicago White Sox. That game at Comiskey Park. Later on tonight, the California Angels battle their upstate neighbors, the Oakland Athletics, in Oakland. National League, Atlanta at 4, Pittsburgh nothing at the end of 5. Phil Niekro for the Braves and Alvin McBean for Pittsburgh. Houston 1, the Cubs nothing at the end of 3. Ferguson Jenkins for Chicago and Dierker for Houston. Cardinals lead the Mets 2-0 at the end of 4. Jasper against Seaver. And it's Cincinnati 3, Philadelphia 3 at the end of 6 innings. Nolan for Cincinnati. Jackson started for the Phillies. Farrell relieved in the 6th. 2 home runs. Callison and White for Philadelphia to account for the Phillies' 3 runs. Later on tonight, San Francisco at Los Angeles, and that game will probably see Drysdale going for the Los Angeles Dodgers. We go to the 7th. No score in the ball game, and here's a guy that would like to change that with one big swing of the bat, Andy Costco. He's 0 for 2, foul to the first baseman and fly deep to left field. Takes a curve down low, ball 1. Costco steps out of the batter's box, takes a look at Frank Crosetti. Well, the only thing the Crow could tell him right now is look for your pitch and get your swing. Lolich fires a curve that's low again. 2 balls and no strikes. Mickey Lolich trying to improve a 2-2 record. Kicks and throws. Strike with an off-speed breaking pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Costco. Pepitone on deck and then Tresh. They're deep to the left side for Costco. He hits a ground ball to third. It is dug out of the dirt neatly by Wirt. His throw to first is in time. On New York Yankee baseball, let's pause for station identification.
This is Jerry Ducey. Stay tuned tonight following Yankee baseball for my Nightline show here on WGY Schenectady.
Joe Pepitone steps in. He's hit one to the pitcher and hit one to the first baseman. 0 for 2. Lolich throws. Pepe hits a ground ball to short this time. Euler is up with it. Makes his throw to first base in plenty of time. And quickly there are 2 away. Tommy Tresh steps in. Each team has had 1 runner as far as second base. Tigers got McAuliffe to second. The Yankees have had Cox at second. First pitch to Tresh. Check swing and the ball is down low. Tommy wants the baseball examined. Plate umpire Hank Soar calls for it, and he's going to take it out of play. 1 ball, no strikes. Lolich takes a little breather for himself. Now he's ready. Here's the pitch. Loops it outside. 2-0. Well, Cleveland just put on a spurt, and they now lead the Senators 8-1 at the end of 7. Fresh takes a rip and misses. 2 balls and a strike. Lolich mixes his pitches up well. He'll send that curveball in on 2 or 3 different speeds. Then he'll pump the fastball. Occasionally goes to the changeup. 2-1 to Tresh. Ball 3. Just a bit low. We have not as yet had a chance to see Freehand's arm tested. Remember when the Tigers played in New York, the Yankees stole quite a few bases. Not all at the expense of Freehand, but he had trouble getting his throws to second base. 3-1 pitch. Ball 4, and Tresh is on. The second walk given up by Lolich, who walked Mickey Mantle in the first inning, now walks Tresh with 2 outs, and he'll be pitching to the only Yankee with a base hit tonight, Bobby Cox. Coxie is 2 for 2, a single and a double, both of them slapped to right field. Out and right, Northrop still gives him pretty good ground down the foul line. In center field, Stanley a few steps toward left. First pitch to him. Strike on the outside corner. One strike pitch. Cut on. Ground ball to third. Word is up with it on a short hop. Makes his throw to first base in time. And the Yankees are retired. So there are no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man is left on, and at the end of the top half of the 7th inning, the score is still New York 0 and Detroit 0. The Tigers have that man coming up, Willie Horton, followed by Norm Cash and Don Wirth. Come to life as Horton steps in. He was their man. He is the power man on this ball club. All the talk about Frank Howard's home runs, Horton has sort of been lost in the shadow, but he's hit 13 homers this year and driven in 29, a .319 batting average. Packs a lot of power. Stottlemyre's first pitch to him. Swing and foul tipped off the shin guards of Rodriguez. Horton is one of the strongest men around. .510, 195 pounds. He's a bit on the stocky side. Fastball is low. One pitch. High. 2 balls and a strike. Horton's a local boy. Actually, he was born down in Virginia, but he was raised here in the Detroit area. Tigers first started scouting him when he was just 14 years old. And when he was 16, in a prep school game, he had a home run into the right field pavilion here at Tiger Stadium, and that was when the Tigers said they had to have him. He swings and he misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Takes his time as he digs himself a toe hold with the right foot. Now, the 2-2 pitch will be coming. Stottlemyre to the windup, and here it comes. Fouled it back. Norm Cash is on deck. Stottlemyre scratching around on the pitcher's mound. Now looks down to Rodriguez. All set on the signs. 2-2 pitch again to Horton. Fastball is outside. Full count, 3-2. Well, the string runs out between Stottlemyre and Horton. Three-two pitch, foul back. In 1967, a season of pain and hardship for Horton. Another foul ball coming back. The paid attendance has just been announced as 31,455. Horton and Stottlemyre both taking a little breather. Now they're ready to take up the battle again. The pitch to him. There it goes, deep left field, and this is going to be a 1-0 ball game. For Willie Horton, his 14th home run of the year, into the seats in left field over the 365 marker. And the Tigers take the lead, 1-0. Now Norman Cash. And with that home run, out in the Yankee bullpen, John Wyatt goes to work. Cash 0 for 2. Pitches in the dirt. Bounces away from Rodriguez. Out. Feeling perhaps that Stottlemyre is tiring or losing his stuff. Immediately signed to the bullpen for Wyatt to get up. Foul ball back by Cash, and the count is a ball and a strike. One pitch coming. Strike on the inside corner. It's 1-2. Red Sox have added a run in the bottom half of the eighth. It's now Boston 3, Baltimore nothing. The Orioles batting in the top of the ninth inning. Tigers here leading 1-0 on Willie Horton's 14th home run. Now the 1-2 pitch to Cash. Line drive to center field, base hit. Low line drive hit the center, and Cash is on. It brings up Don Worth, who has walked and lined out to center field. And there will be more activity now in the Yankee bullpen. Up jumps Steve Hamilton. A bunt pushed down the first base side. Stottlemyre fields it, throws it to Clark at first base in time. Word is out. Cash is sacrificed to second. Play going Stottlemyre to Clark covering first. The Yankees have the pitcher due up in the top half of the eighth inning. So now we have Hamilton and Wyatt both out in the bullpen. The batter is Ray Order. Grounded out and lined out sharply to Bobby Cox at third. Stottlemyre off the stretch, checks second, and straddles the rubber. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Order. Strike one. Tony Cuccinello gives some signs from the third base coaching box. Cash leads away at second. Set by Stottlemyre. Pitch to Euler. Swung on and missed. Strike two. The pitcher, Mickey Lolich, will be up next. Mel takes his time, brings the feet and hands together now, and delivers. Ground ball, pump foul down the third base line, picked up by Cuccinello. Well, the Twins and the White Sox are scoreless after three. Over in the National League, the Cardinals and the Mets have completed 6. Cards lead 2-0. Cincinnati is pulled ahead of Philadelphia 5-3 at the end of 7. Two-strike pitch to Ray Orler. Popped up. Shortstop side of the infield. Bobby Cox now backing off, calling for it, and Cox makes the catch. Two away, and the hand will be for Mickey Lolich. Lolich, through 7 innings, has pitched a shutout, and he also has a base hit. He also has a walk. Infield backs off deep. Lolich not very fast. Pitch to him, hit on the ground to the right side of Clark. Harris bobbles the ball and throws now to first, not in time. McAuliffe moving to his right was handcuffed by that ground ball for an error. And Lolich is on for the third time tonight. Cash moved to third. The Tigers have runners at the corners, and their leadoff hitter, Dick McAuliffe, coming up. McAuliffe is over 3. Reached on a fielder's choice. Fastball is high. Ball 1. Tigers leading 1-0 on Horton's leadoff homer here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Stottlemyre stepped back, looked over toward the dugout, now looks down to Rodriguez. Comes to the set. 1-0 pitch. Check swing and a strike call. 1-1 now to the left-hand hitting McAuliffe. Hamilton and Wyatt up in the Yankee bullpen. One pitch to McAuliffe. Foul back on the screen. Strike 2. Stottlemyre taking a lot of time between pitches now. Trying to work out of a jam here in the bottom half of inning number 7. He's at the set. 1-2 pitch coming to McAuliffe. Low. Ball 2. Cash is at third. Lolich is at first. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Foul ball pumped over toward the Yankee dugout. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 on. Ground ball hit the Horace Clark. He's up with this one, fires to Mantle. It's in time to get McAuliffe, and the Tigers are retired. But Detroit scores 1 run on 2 base hits. There was a Yankee error and 2 men are left on. At the end of 7, the Tigers won and the Yankees nothing. Then Stottlemyre will be due. We'll see whether Mel comes out or whether manager Ralph Houk will go to the bench. Rodriguez struck out his first time up, then grounded back to the pitcher. And Charlie Smith is moving out on deck. So Charlie Smith will be called on to bat for Stottlemyre. Tigers leading 1-0 on Willie Horton's home run. Yankees have the 2 hits off Lolich. He's walked 2 and he has struck out 5. He's been tough. Rodriguez waiting. Takes low. Ellie Rodriguez just passed his 22nd birthday a few days ago. Leans in over the plate. The pitch to him. Outside and low. 2 balls and no strikes. Rodriguez has pretty good power to the off field. John Wyatt continues to throw on the Yankee bullpen, so we would presume he'll be the one to come on for the bottom of the inning. Strike is called to Rodriguez. 2 balls, 1 strike. Lolich throws, and a foul is pumped off the mask of plate umpire Hank Soar. Manager Mayo Smith, taking no chances, has his bullpen up now. Lasher, the right-hander, and John Warden, the left-hander, warming up. Fred Lasher and John Warden. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Rodriguez. There's a ground ball up the middle and on 2 in a center field base hit for Ellie. Big turn at first, puts the brakes on and comes back to the bag, and Rodriguez has his first hit ever in the majors. Base hit number 3 off Lolich. And now Charlie Smith to bat for Mel Stottlemyre. Smith has come up as a pinch hitter 3 times. He has 1 hit and a walk, so officially he is 1 for 2. And right now his batting average can take either a big jump or a big drop. Rodriguez at first, Cash holding. Here's the pitch. Low and inside, and a nice stop by the catcher, Bill Freehand. Lolich working off the stretch. Checks Rodriguez at first and throws in the dirt, and another nice save by Freehand. Lolich has pitched only 1 complete game. This is his 10th start. He may be tired. Rodriguez opened the inning with a single. Short lead away from first. Now he stretches it off as Lolich starts the move, and the pitch. Foul ball. Back off the front of the press box. Bounces back downstairs. 2-2 to Charlie Smith. Sidearmer Fred Lasher is almost a submarine pitcher. Throwing hard down in the Tiger bullpen, and so is the left-hander John Warden. The Yankees have had 1 runner only as far as second. The set by Lolich. And he throws to first base. Rodriguez is back. Whitey Ford watching the pitcher very carefully. Even from here, you could hear him yelling, "Get back, get back." Haven't had that many men on tonight. Don't want to get anybody picked off. 2-2 pitch to Smith. Lines it into center field for a base hit. Rodriguez is going for third. It's picked up by Stanley. No play at third. Rodriguez goes sliding in, but no throw is made. And the Yankees have runners at first and third. We'll have Gene Michael going in now to run for Charlie Smith at first base. Well, we told you Smith's batting average could take a big jump or a big drop. It jumped from 500 to 667. Gene Michael will run at first base for Smith, who did his job with a pinch hit single, and Ellie Rodriguez raced around to third. The Tigers now will have to play the infield in. They can't afford to give up a run. Yankees with their 4th hit of the game. And now threatened. Well, now Mayo Smith is moving the infielders back a bit. He's got them halfway. Horace Clarke steps in. Clarke is struck out, grounded to short, and struck out. 0 for 3. Wirt, even with the bag, ready to move in. Takes another step in with a runner. There's the set by Lolich. And the pitch to Clarke. Inside. Ball 1. We're in the top of the 8th. Yankees at 1st and 3rd. Nobody out. Smith had his infield in, and then he pulled him back halfway. Pitch to Clarke. Changeup drops in for a called strike. Horace way off stride. Lolich with that beautiful off-speed pitch. Evens the count at 1-1. Cash holding against Michael at first. There's the set by Lolich. The 1-1 pitch coming to Clarke. Here it is. Fouled it back into the crowd upstairs. Ball bounces back down from the upper grandstand. A ball and 2 strikes. Lolich takes his time. Now looks down to Freehan. Hands together. 1-2 pitch. Oh, Clarke left his feet swinging at it. He leaped for one. He actually jumped at it and strikes out. New York Yankee baseball. We pause. Station identification.
Tonight, following Yankee baseball, join me, Jerry Ducey, on my telephone talk show Nightline here on WGY Schenectady.
A big strikeout for Mickey Lolich, his 6th in the ball game, as he fans Horace Clarke on a pitch that Clarke actually leaped for. Here is Roy White now. Well, it doesn't take the home run, just the base hit. White, 0 for 3 tonight. All 3 times hit the ball to the outfield. Fly to right, line drive, and a fly ball to center. Lolich ready to bring it. Outside and low, ball 1. And now the shortstop and second baseman have backed off another step or so. At third, Wirt playing it even with the bag. Cash holding with Michael at first. Yankees have Rodriguez at third, Michael at first. 1 away now. Lolich begins his move. And the 1-0 pitch. White reaches for one, sends a fly ball out into right field. Let's see if Rodriguez tries it. Northrup's under it. Ellie bluffs the run. The throw comes in, cut off by Cash. They do get Michael to second. Michael tags up and goes to second as Rodriguez bluffs the run home. There are 2 down, and now it's going to take the base hit. Michael goes to second, so the Yankees have 2 men in scoring position, and Mickey Mantle moving in on the dish. The fly ball by White to right was not that deep. It was over near the line. Northrup had plenty of time to get under it and be all set to throw. And he uncorked one toward the plate that Cash cut off. But not in time to make a play on Gene Michael, who went from first to second after the catch. Rodriguez would have been, I think, a dead duck had he tried it. But he bluffed the run to make Northrup throw, and that got Michael to second. Here's Mantle. Mickey has walked, grounded it short, and been called out on strikes. They'll put him on. An intentional walk coming up for Mantle. It will be the third walk given up by Lolich, and this one is intentional. There's ball 2. They will pitch instead to Costco. Ball 3. And ball 4. Mayo Smith, unlike Ralph Houck, who stands on the dugout steps, Mayo Smith sits on the steps of the dugout as he watches his team in action. Just wondering for a moment if he might decide he wanted the fresh right-hander, Fred Lasher, to pitch to Costco, but he's going to go with Lolich. Costco has not had too much luck off Lolich tonight. Fouled to first, got a long fly ball to the left fielder Horton, and then grounded out to third. Lolich looks to third. Here's the pitch to Costco. Popped up to the shallow right. Back goes the second baseman McAuliffe. In comes Northrup. Look out! It's Northrup who makes the catch. McAuliffe heard him at the last second and faded out of the picture as Northrup pulled it in. And the Yankees, with a big threat, runners at first and third and nobody out, cannot get the tying run home. So at the end of the top half of the 8th inning, the score is Detroit 1 and New York nothing. Bottom half of the 8th inning, John Wyatt comes on to pitch for the Yankees. Stottlemyre, the pitcher of record in this one, leaves after pitching 7. Allowed 1 run, 4 hits. He walked 2, and he struck out 2. The 1 run by the Tigers, home run number 14 by Willie Horton. The team leading off the bottom half of the 7th. The 5th home run hit off Stottlemyre this year. And now John Wyatt comes on, and he will pitch to Mickey Stanley, Jim Northrup, and Bill Freehead. Stanley is 1 for 3 and an infield hit in the first inning. Wyatt kicks and throws, swing and a miss by Northrup on a fastball, strike 1. When the Yankees bought Wyatt from Boston, he had a record of 1 win and 2 losses. His 1 win against the Yankees, incidentally. Since being with New York, he has lost his only decision on a pinch hit home run by Don Buford of the Baltimore Orioles. So for the year, John is 1 and 3. He misses inside to Stanley, 1 ball, 1 strike. It is all over in Cleveland. The Indians 8. And the Senators 3. Final score, Cleveland 8-3 over Washington. Wyatt reads Rodriguez. Winds, kicks, and throws outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Tomorrow, Monbouquet goes against Kane. Big left-hander for the Tigers. 2-1 pitch. Foul ball headed back and over the roof and out of the stadium. Bill Monbouquet against Les Kane tomorrow afternoon, and we'll be on the air at 10 minutes past 2 o'clock. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Stanley. Right-hand hitter spreads out in the batter's box, waiting. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Just inside, ball 3. Doubleheader Sunday afternoon, and the Yankees will pitch Fritz Peterson and Steve Barber. Barber will make his first start since being put on the active roster. So a couple of left-handers will test the Tigers Sunday. Denny McClain will pitch 1 game for Detroit. 3-2 pitch to Stanley. Here it is. Ground ball to second base. Horace Clark digs it up neatly, fires to Mantle in plenty of time, 1 out. Well, that Denny McClain, as I said, will pitch 1 game Sunday. Mayo Smith, I'm sure, wishes he could pitch both games Sunday. McClain has won 8, lost only 1. With Earl Wilson out with a jam foot, Mayo's going to have to probably go to his bullpen for his other starting pitcher Sunday. Perhaps it will be John Hiller. Right now, Jim Northrup 0 for 3. Wyatt is in the dirt with his first pitch, ball 1. Tigers lead 1-0, bottom half of the 8th. Looking to the 9th inning, the Yankees have Pepitone, Tresh, and Cox coming up. Steve Hamilton's throwing in the bullpen now. Ground ball hit to Mantle at first. On one knee, has it. Tosses to Wyatt, who races over to cover in time. 2 away. And the Tiger catcher, Bill Freehan, steps in. Freehan has been colored tonight. Grounded to short, struck out, tapped back to the pitcher. Wyatt takes the sign with his hands on his hips. Now starts the windup, and his pitch. Swing and a miss by Freehan. Strike 1. Wyatt lets his hands hang loose out on the mound. Now he's ready. And he deals. Foul ball is pumped up and over the roof. No balls, 2 strikes. Freehan waves the stick back and forth, waiting for Wyatt. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Inside, and it almost hit him. Got away from Rodriguez. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wyatt steps back in the grass, goes for the rosin bat, rubs on the baseball. Two outs and nobody on. Tigers leading 1-0 here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Wyatt to the windup and delivers. Curve in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Minnesota Twins and the Chicago White Sox, no score. They've gone to the 5th inning at Comiskey. California and Oakland will not be underway for a little while. Two pitch. Ball 3, low and outside. Rodriguez goes to his knees for it. Full count now. The Freehan, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cincinnati leads the Phillies 5-4 in the ninth. St. Louis leads the Mets 2-0 in the ninth. Houston leads Chicago 3-1 in the sixth. Pitch to Freehan. Walked in. Ball four way outside. Freehan running to first. Rodriguez chases to the backstop. Freehan holds at first base. You know who's coming up? It's got to be that man, Willie Horton. It was Horton's home run leading off the bottom half of the seventh that produced the only run in this game as the Tigers lead 1-0. And now Horton steps in again with Freehan down at first. Pitch is inside on Horton, ball one. Wyatt has to wait for Horton now as he digs that toe hold again, just as he did against Stottlemyre before he pumped one out on Mill. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. The Tigers and the A's had their little Donnybrook out in Oakland. They tell me Horton had already left the ball game. He was back in the clubhouse. He heard there was something going on outside, and he didn't even bother to put his shoes on. He just went charging out to see what was happening. And it was happening, and went on for about 15 minutes. It's tough to go out there without your shoes, though. You get stepped on. There's a ball, gets away from Rodriguez. Freehan on his way to second base. Wild pitch is charged to John Wyatt as Freehan has gone to second. Count to Horton is 2 balls and a strike. Norm Cash is on deck. Wyatt starts the move. The pitch to Horton, foul back off the front of the press box. Two balls, 2 strikes. Big crowd here tonight. Over 31,000. They ride on every pitch to their hero, Willie Horton. Wyatt deals. Struck him out. And the side is retired. Horton goes down swinging. For the Tigers in the 8th, no runs, no hits. There were no errors. A walk and a man left on. And now at the end of 8 full innings of play, the score is Detroit 1 and New York nothing. Well, here we go to the 9th inning. Yankees trailing by a run. And they bring up Pepitone, Tresh, and Cox. And down in the Tiger bullpen, the left-hander Warden and the right-hander Lasher start loosening up again. Pepitone is 0 for 3. Yankees have 4 hits off Lolich. A single and a double by Bobby Cox. A single by Rodriguez and a pinch hit single by Charlie Smith. The Yankees had their big threat in the 8th when they had runners at first and third. And the top of the order coming up, but Clark struck out. White hit a fly ball to fairly shallow right. And after Mantle was intentionally walked, Costco fly to right. Pepitone takes a rip and doesn't find it. Strike one. Fouls this one back to the screen. Strike two. Final score, Atlanta 5, Pittsburgh 3. Phil Niekro, the winner, and Alvin McBean, the loser. Another final score, Cincinnati 5, Philadelphia 4. Nolan, the winner, and Turk Farrell, the loser. No balls, 2 strikes to Pepe. He looks at a breaking pitch just a bit low, and the count is 1-2. Lolich ready to work, rocks back on the right foot, kicks and throws, and he struck him out. Pepitone swings and misses. Seven strikeouts for Lolich. And it will bring up Tommy Tresh. Tresh has reached once on a walk. Other than that, he flied to right, popped up to second. Boy, that second baseman, Dick McAuliffe, is very, very deep on Tresh. He's back on the grass. Swing and a miss on a changeup, strike one. Tresh was way out in front of it. Outfield plays Tommy deep. Lolich kicks and throws high and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yankees down 1-0. Changeup is pulled foul down the third base line on the ground. One ball and 2 strikes. Lolich goes for a pinch of the rosin bag. Spreads the dirt around on the pitcher's mound. Scratches away with first the left foot, then the right, then the left foot again. Takes the sign with his left foot on the rubber, right foot just behind it. Short step back, here's the pitch. Ground ball foul into the Detroit dugout. Well, this crowd of well over 30,000 staying right with this one until the final out. The Tigers leading 1-0. Lolich with a 1-2 count on Tresh. Here's his pitch. Just missed low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Try to set Tresh up with the off-speed pitches and then get him with a fastball. Just off the strike zone. And the 2-2 pitch coming. In the dirt. Full count, 3-2. Payoff pitch to Tresh. Strike 3 is called. Tresh is out on strikes. Eight strikeouts for Lolich. And now Bobby Cox. Cox has had 2 hits tonight, a single and a double. Last time up, he grounded out to third. So now Lolich 1 out away from his 3rd win and his 2nd complete game of the year. Throws to Cox inside. Ball 1. Ball 2, just low. Another National League final. Cardinals 2 and the Mets nothing. Our ball game. Detroit leading 1-0. 2 outs in the top of the 9th. 2-0 to Cox. Strike on the inside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike. Lolich ready to work. Here it comes. In the dirt and almost hit him. Got past Freehan all the way to the backstop. The count is 3-1. Mickey Lolich appears to be a bit weary, but he pitched himself out of a big jam in the 8th inning. Three and 1 to Cox. Will they have him take or will they let him swing? We'll see in a second. Here it comes to him, and he swings and fouls it back. So again, the string runs out between pitcher and hitter. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bullpen stops its activity to watch the pitch from Lolich. He's in the move. The left hand is around. The pitch is low. Ball 4, and Cox is on. Bobby Cox draws a walk, and now young Ellie Rodriguez has a great big chance in this one. Rodriguez singled to center field leading off the 8th inning, his first major league hit. It came in his 6th official major league at bat. Cox at first, Cash holding the pitch to Rodriguez. Inside fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. If Cox keeps the inning alive and the game alive for the Yankees, Dick Hauser will bat for John Wyatt. Rodriguez waiting, and the 1-0 to him. Outside, ball 2. Freehan moves a couple of steps out in front of the plate. Says something to Lolich as he fires the ball back to him. Joe Verbanek is now throwing in the Yankee bullpen. Warden and Lasher stay loose in the Tiger pen down on the left side. Lolich to the set. 2-0 pitch. Rodriguez takes a strike, shoulder high. 2-1. Two outs. Cox who walked. Short lead at first. Bolick throws. Rodriguez pops it up on the right side. Second baseman Dick McAuliffe is there, and the ball game is over. The Detroit Tigers won it 1-0 on a home run by Willie Horton. In the ninth, no runs, no hits, no errors. A walk and a man left, and the final score here at Tigertown: Detroit 1 and New York nothing. Well, taking a look back through this ball game, of course, the big inning for the Tigers was the seventh, when Willie Horton led it off with his 14th home run of the year, his 30th run batted in, and that was the only run in this ball game. Prior to that, there had been only a couple of weak threats. The Tigers had McAuliffe at second base with 2 outs in the third inning, and that's as far as he got. The Yankees had Cox at second base on a double with 1 out in the fifth inning, but he expired there. In the top of the eighth, the Yankees had their big chance when Rodriguez singled and Charlie Smith, batting for Stottlemyre, moved him to third base with a single to center. But Clark struck out. White flied to fairly shallow right field. No chance for Rodriguez to come home. Mickey Mantle was given an intentional walk. They pitched to Costco, and he flied out to Northrup in shallow right field to end the threat. And then in the ninth, the Yankees got the 2-out walk to Cox. But Rodriguez, with a pop-up to the second baseman, McAuliffe, ended that threat in the game. Here are the totals on this game. For Detroit, 1 run, 4 hits. No errors. The Yankees, no runs, 4 hits, and 1 error. The winning pitcher is Mickey Lolich. He picks up his third win. He has lost 2. The losing pitcher, Yankee starter Mel Stottlemyre. His record is 6-4, and a tough loss it was for Stottlemyre. The only mistake Mel made was on a 3-2 pitch to Willie Horton in the seventh, which Horton parked in the lower seats in left field. Once again, the final score: Detroit 1, the New York Yankees nothing. And now this is Frank Messer speaking for Jerry Coleman and for Phil Rizzuto, saying goodbye from Tiger Stadium in Detroit.
Broadcast was brought to you by Atlantic and your neighborhood Atlantic dealers. Go with Atlantic Imperial gasoline and follow the Imperial Road. The going straight when you drive the Imperial Road, because Atlantic Imperial gasoline helps keep your car running the way it was made to run all the way. So come on, get on the Imperial Road with Atlantic Imperial gasoline. And by White Owl Cigars. White Owl, made from patiently aged tobaccos for extra flavor and mildness. Remember, you get a lot more from a White Owl than just smoke.